Pra onde eu vou agora? Nossa, o som tá dando tanto pop.
It is illegal to transport plant or animal life to Mars without going through official UC channels or our trade authority partners.
Nossa, ainda falta 4 dias pra enterrar o Barrett, cara. Puta que pariu. Vamos ver o que eu posso fazer aqui agora. Nossa, ainda falta 4 dias pra enterrar o Barrett, cara. Puta que pariu. Vamos ver o que eu posso fazer aqui agora.
Lights, glitter, and a whole lot of sand.
Hey there, Internet Explorer. Ready to make
What are you looking at?
You're at Stronach Visible Power exclusive. You first used the secret techniques of ancient Earth.
Por isso que o som melhorou.
Yeah, I know this place stinks.
Kill for a cup of coffee right about now.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Ah, essa mulher não fala comigo.
Said I'd talk to you sometime tomorrow. Please, leave me alone.
Nossa,
It
desculpa.
was nice speaking to you.
Grossa.
What's up? Welcome to Fresh Seafood.
Nossa, fica sentado 12. Eu achei pra nave, né? Dá uma dormidinha lá. Ah, foda-se, sentar aqui. Ficar 12 horas esperando. O que foi, minha filha? Eu estranha, sai daqui, esquisita. E eu, hein? Pronto, já chegou amanhã.
I said I'd talk to you sometime tomorrow.
Ai, mas que
Please,
merda!
leave me alone.
Ai, você é chata, sua velha chata.
Oh, goodbye.
A velha chata da porra, eu, hein? Caralho, pô, vendo essa vagabunda aqui, deu livre. O que eu tenho pra fazer? Vou lá pra guarita pegar, ver se eu consigo mais brilhinhos. Vamos pra gemessão. Vou falar com o Kid Bengala.
I would bottle that up if I could. Musty old books, a bit of motor oil, and history.
Kid Bengala, Kid Bengala, sabe descobrir o quanto poder?
Mind me. Tip your ear. Nothing yet. Still poring over the charts.
Chato. E aqui é à toa. Você me fez gastar ele o 3, desgraça. Estranho. Emocionado, esquisito. Nhail, Sarah.
I need everyone looking out for each other during this time. Losses hit a small group like ours especially hard. Forgive me for pulling you aside again, but, well, there's so much to process right now. The emissary, the hunter, the unity, an entire multiverse. I can't even begin to wrap my head around it all. I don't know where to begin. The fact that we are the origin of the Starborn. Humans literally reborn by entering the Unity. The same, yet different. It's unbelievable. I feel like most of the knowledge we've amassed in the last few centuries about the universe has just been made obsolete. Oh goodness. Almost every facet of science. Astrophysics, physiology, evolutionism, grav theory, the list goes on and on. There are areas of study that will need to change, and some basic rules of science that will need to be completely blown up and reinvented.
Nossa.
It's exciting, but we've made so many mistakes along the way. I worry about the damage we've done to ourselves. We've been pushing further and further outwards from our home, when we should have spent more time being prepared for the consequences. Our current problem relates closely to the nature of humans as a species. This rushed curiosity has led us to enter the Unity and become Starborn. It certainly is. Without curiosity, our motivation to explore would vanish. But in this case, there's a difference between exploring the cosmos and blindly entering the unknown without being prepared for the consequences. Well, look what's happening right now. Here we are, caught in the middle of some sort of needlessly violent crusade between the hunter and the emissary. You'd think that a technologically advanced society would have evolved past petty squabbling over something like the artifacts. It almost makes me wonder if entering the Unity has done them more harm than good.
Então você acha que os artefatos são o motivo pelo qual os estelares se mostraram pra gente?
Oh, absolutely. Their arrival in our universe is much too timely to be for any other reason. It's also clear that the need to collect these artifacts are an obsession for them, almost bordering on an addiction. That leads me to wonder what the Unity has done to their minds and their souls.
Cara, já decidi, eu vou atravessar a Concórdia. Não adianta. Se chegar na hora e tiver que atravessar essa bodega aí, eu vou atravessar.
Yes, I agree, but not at the expense of erasing our own existence. When you pass into whatever lies beyond, we don't know what will become of you. Will you remember your life as you knew it? Will the hunger to collect the artifacts consume your life like it's clearly consumed the Starborn?
Você permitiria que aquelas dúvidas te impedissem de atravessar a Concórdia?
Of course not. I am, and always will be, an explorer at heart. My concern is how fundamental the change will be to ourselves as people. We don't even know if you'll remember anything about this conversation. I'm worried what that will mean between us. I'm just as curious to find out what's on the other side as well. But that's not the point. As the chair of Constellation, I want all of us to have this opportunity to explore the Unity. It would be the pinnacle exploration of our lives. However, after we enter the Unity, we'll likely evolve. You and I, as we stand here right now, will essentially cease to exist. The truth is, you're my friend, and I don't want to lose you. I'm not sure. I'm guessing based on what we've learned. Even if I accompany you into the Unity, the question still remains. Would we know each other anymore? Even if we did, would we care? Part of what I do as chair of Constellation is weigh the costs of our expeditions. And this one, the cost is extremely high. You're right. I'm sorry. Listen, I realize nothing that I say is ever going to change your mind or diminish the enticement of this incredible opportunity. All I ask is that you research the facts before you blindly stumble off into the unknown. Thank you. Well, I suppose I've ruined the moment again, haven't I? I'm getting quite good at that lately. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Just think what we discussed. I know I will.
I will be monitoring everyone's vitals for signs of continued trauma. The exploration of an unknown, it is even possible to set the blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for human understanding of physics has until now shown no indication that such a thing is possible. And yet, we have now encountered two individuals physiologically identical to unique humans we already know, possessing knowledge and technology that it seems improbable for them to otherwise have. It is indeed possible that they are telling the truth, that this unity does exist. More data is required. That would at least verify the assertion that I will go wherever.
You can feel it, can't you? The lodge just feels...
You go do what you have to do. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine now.
Everyone seems more distant in the lodge. I guess that is to be expected.
The lodge is still our home. We'll make it feel that way again. I hope it's about me and you. I feel like I've lived my whole life missing you and not even knowing it.
Bom? Bom? Deita aí. Será que se o Sam morresse, eu ia ver o Sam?
You go do what you have to do. I'll be okay.
Constellation is no stranger to loss. Our own founder left on an expedition and never returned. It is easy to talk about the glory and excitement of breaching into the unknown, of lighting the darkness. But it is harder to stare into the face of the cost. That all of our progress is built on top of the lives of those who dared. And that we owe them the courage to continue our work in their memory.
Thank you, Sarah. If anyone else would like to say a few words.
Umas palavras.
Thank you. If anyone else wants to say something. I hope this is all okay. Between fixing things up and sending out messengers and getting all the paperwork done. It's not much. I haven't really been sleeping much. I'm not having the best dreams right now. Good. Good. Sorry, if I talk any longer, I'm gonna start crying. Could you excuse me?
I thought maybe I would come up with something to say, but I've got nothing. So, instead, I thought I would quote something.
I don't believe we met. Ajay Mamasa, former chair of Constellation. I wish the circumstances of my visit were better.
Would be, is reality divine? Existence itself is a mystery which yearns to be uncovered. What is goodness but a comparison?
Unfortunately,
to the good?
this isn't the first Constellation funeral I've been to. After 35 years, you say goodbye to a lot of friends. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I feel numb just thinking about it. I was the one who invited Barrett to join. Oh, he was so brilliant. Even if the rest of us couldn't always keep up.
Mas Protônio,
Was imagined by its mind.
eu já tô jogando tem um tempinho já.
Imagining and what we consider mind are in fact so far beyond our understanding.
Ah, yes. I officiated his wedding. Ah, young Irvin. I bet relationships in Constellation are still messy, aren't they? It makes the losses sting harder. But I hope it means that...
Thank you.
I was really thoughtful.
Oh, yes. I was Sebastian Banks's protege. If that gives you any idea of how long I was part of
Engraçado que ela
that
tanto falava.
Exactly the same as when you met him, I bet. You don't mentor someone like Barrett as much as you let him go and... Knew him, argued with him, tried to carry on his memory when he... Sebastian will be back tomorrow, we always used to say. It reminded us that he was still here.
Peraí, o Barry já era casado, ele vivia falando isso, ô idiota. Meu Deus. Tá surpreso.
He never mentioned that.
Mencionou sim.
I suppose
Aliás,
he
ele não
didn't want to
parava de
talk
mencionar
about it
isso.
after what happened.
It almost feels wrong to be grieving.
Nossa, tem umas coisas que ele fala que é uma grosseria do cão. Puta que pariu.
I don't often speak about what I...
It's just easier to feel guilty, if you'll excuse me.
But death is one of those occasions where...
Everyone is in mourning. I understand, but I cannot quite share in their emotion.
There's no afterlife.
After the shock of what happened faded, I have felt nothing.
A perfect ending. So it's up to us. We are what lives on.
I have seen death. I have lost people I considered close. I am not sure I am making sense. Thank you.
Humanity is what truly creates our world.
If you are
We
free
are the
soon,
ones that judge things to
could
be
we
good
talk?
or evil.
Hey, how are you holding up?
Let us take responsibility for it.
It's not really going to hit me until later.
Walter, are you part of the House of Enlightenment? I never knew.
Take some time for yourself, okay? Plenty of rooms to sit down in. We'll get through this. It might feel like everything's falling apart, but that's why we need to... We all have to get through this our own way. Don't worry about me.
Don't worry about me. I'll be fine now.
Chat for a bit? Normally, I hate talking to people at funerals. You don't believe in the afterlife, do you? I mean, this might be the worst time to bring it up, but... Yes. Well...
Um minuto. Ah, chega a ficar um minuto de silêncio.
I am told these types of gatherings are a sad occasion. That assumption of... No, I don't. I'm programmed to analyze. I appreciate you verifying my analysis. If you would like, though, I can add some consoling language to my programming.
Ai, gente. Vou responder que sim, só pra ver o horror que isso vai ser.
It will take some time to adapt, but... I will note that feedback for later.
De nada.
Hi. No.
And don't keep asking. I'm not gonna. Everything's worse now. Is talking supposed to make us all feel? What's the point? It's not
Meu
going to
Deus,
change anything.
para.
I just feel like I want to be a million light years away from everyone. I want to be alone for a while, okay?
Nossa, mas você é grossa, hein? Adolescente nojenta. Eu, hein?
This is harder than I expected. I am sorry. My head is swimming. I am reminded of how different Constellation works compared to what I am used to. I am reminded of how different Constellation works compared to what I am used to. I am sorry. My head is swimming.
Is it quieter in the lodge, or is it just me? Maybe. You know, there's an old Aquila story about two pioneers who got lost. One of them takes ill. Clear he's not gonna make it, he turns to his partner and says, "I'd rather be a ghost chasing after you than walk through the pearly gates." Sad story, huh? Yeah, you got me. I hate funerals.
Eu também, meu filho.
Drink? Pour one out to the blackest sea? Two old friends. May their ghosts go past the edges of space. I...
This is harder than I expected.
Por que eu não consigo dar um start na conversa com a Andrea? Ah, pelo menos tá sai. Cadê a Sona? Sumiu?
So, what's new with you today?
Será que a Andrea agora já dá um start pra mim?
What is it? It has been a relief to be honest with you about my past. I appreciate your willingness to listen. but
Claro.
talking about this, remembering all those years. Thank you. That means a great deal to me. I have told you that I spent many years coordinating with smugglers along the edges of the settled systems. There were men and women I worked alongside closely. And over time, I established relationships. They were not of the promised, but I considered them friends.
Eu também não sei não, que bom que
It
perguntou.
describes the people of House Varun. We who have been promised to serve the Great Serpent now and forever. In exchange, he promises to care for us when he returns to his domain. Yes, I have found that to be true. It was, and is, still a surprise. You must understand. I was raised to believe that those who do not follow the Great Serpent do not matter, for they are lost. And yet here were these men and women with hopes and dreams. It felt like a small betrayal of my people, of House Varun, but it's not something I have much experience. It was so sudden. We had met on a remote planet to transfer cargo. There was barely time to react. So many. I believe my years of training saved me, got me moving when others faltered. Aaron Bascom and Jada Wong. They were my friends, and no. I told myself it's because I never... 10 years. I was immediately reassigned to another role. I have no doubt they were resourceful. Still, in my time getting to know you, I have thought more and more of all this. A little sense. My connection to you has reminded me what it means to trust. I need to finally pursue this. I would like you with me when I do. I am not sure I will find any comfort in it. I am not sure where they might be now, but I believe we should begin the search in Aquila City.
Vamos lá, Andresa. Andreja. Vamos ver lá que você... O que tem lá em Aquila que você está escondendo de mim? Vamos pra Cheyenne. Aqui. Aquila.
These people claim to be independent, yet they still crowd together behind walls.
thought I was going to be fired for sure. Now I got a whole performance review win.
He is not here. I am disappointed, but relieved somehow.
Nossa, ele consegue ser mais robô do que o Vasco.
You're right. I'm sorry. Someone here must know more. We should inquire about him. Yes, Aggies. I have spent far too much time here. I do not recommend it.
If you're here about the blood stain, I'll get to it when I get to it. You surprised or disappointed? It's my name on the outside, isn't it? Been here too damn long to let someone else come in and muck it up. Hell, even finding decent help isn't worth the trouble half the time. Ethan's got half a brain in his head, seems like, so maybe he'll work out. More and more as time goes on. Plenty of folks looking to get out from under the thumb of the youth. City's been slow to keep up with all the new people. Took them forever to put up the outer walls, and at this rate... You ain't here looking for Erin. She is.
Hello, Aggie. I was unsure whether you would remember me. It has been a long...
I ain't likely to forget you anytime soon. I don't know. You tell me. You're the one blundering in here with her in tow, asking questions. I heard you, ain't deaf. She didn't ruin Aaron's life enough the first time, huh? Back for more?
Ruined his life? How dare you?
Did she tell you what she did to him? How she left him bleeding on some godforsaken rock in the middle of nowhere? No? Were you there? Aaron told this story so many damn times over the years, I feel like it sure as hell was. Aaron sat in that corner for years, scared of his own shadow, convinced the damn zealots were coming back to finish the job. The few credits he had to rub together that didn't get spent on drink, he spent on setting himself up someplace where they couldn't find. Wouldn't trust anyone that walked through the door. Only ever talked to me when he was... If either of you cared, you wouldn't just be showing up now. Aaron ain't been in here for almost a year now. Showed up one day saying he'd gone and got himself set up on Hyla too, thanking me for letting him stay here so often. It was the closest I'd seen him to happy in I don't know how long. And that was it. Never came through the door again.
Did he ever mention me?
You mean, did he blame you? That's what you want to know. I know guilt when I see it. Don't try and deny it.
Fine. Did he blame me?
No. Believed you were one of the good ones, right up until the last time I talked to him. Me? I don't think your kind has good ones.
My kind?
I know what you are. You take your holier-than-thou bullshit and your great serpent and shove them.
You dare insult me like this when I have come to you asking for help. I should kill you.
Calma, Andrea. Calma.
You're right. We should focus on finding him.
Well, this has been so much fun. You see Aaron, you tell him I got a bottle of his favorite stashed away if he ever shows up again. But honestly, I'm hoping he doesn't.
I trust you are well.
A gente tem um cara te bulinando aí, moça. Tá de você.
Howdy.
Olha lá.
have something to go on at least. I am grateful that you showed some compassion. You are more diplomatic than I would be. One more reason I am glad to have you with me.
Eu sei, meu filho, eu sou
I'm eager to
foda.
reach Hyla too, and speak to Aaron. Perhaps there is something we can do to...
Most of it, sure, but maybe not that much.
While I got your ear, I did want to say something. I ain't the best at expressing gratitude, but it really means a lot.
Certainly.
Giving me this chance. Thank you for that.
Well, you've proved your worth, so I might even let you stick around a little while. As long as you don't go get...
He's a quiet man. Reserved. I believe he had lived through a great... He valued his personal space and quiet moments. Years ago, I had heard he was alive, but did not attempt to contact him. I did not. I do not know, not for sure. I did not see them. I admit I have not investigated before now, at least in part. House Varun is in a distant corner of space, far away from the rest of the settled system. While this serves our interests, it can also pose challenges. Many critical resources are scarce, and diplomatic relations with the... It was the most practical way to acquire what we need. Then we should return to our... Very good. If you need to harvest any organic materials, now would be the time.
Nossa. Buçanha! Eita, buçanha! Eu podia ter apertado F5 quando subir. Porra! Ai, vou ter que matar isso tudo de novo. I don't know. Eu não acredito que eu voltei cá atrás pra falar com a Andrea. Ele não salvou nada. A puta que me pariu.
Yes?
Ai, que saco ter conversa toda de novo.
You did not grow up on my world, and this.
Ai, falei a pergunta errada, capeta.
Is. You have my attention. It has been but talking about. Thank you. I have told you there were men and... It describes the people in exchange. Yes, I have... You must under... And yet here, it felt like... It was so sudden. There was barely time to... I believe my... Aaron Bath... No. 10 years. I have no doubt. In my time, I need to I am not
Chef's.
I'm busy.
He is not here. You're right. Someone.
If you're here about the blood stain, I'll get to it when I get to it. You surprised? It's my name on the... Hell, even... More and more. City's been... You ain't... She is.
Hello, Aggie. I was unsure...
I ain't likely to forget you anytime. I don't know. You tell me. I heard you ain't deaf. She didn't ruin Aaron.
Ruined his life?
Did she tell you? No. Aaron sat in the few credits he had. Wouldn't trust anyone. If either of you care. Aaron ain't been in... It was the close.
Did he ever mention me?
You mean, did he blame you? That's what you want to know. I know guilt when I see it. Don't try and deny it.
Fine. Did he blame me?
No. Believed you were one of the good ones, right up until the last.
My kind?
I know what you...
You dare You're right.
Well, this... You see Aaron, you... Something on your mind?
We have something to go on at least. I am... You are... I'm eager to reach high... Certain. House Varun. While this, sir, it was the most practical way. I do not know. I admit, He is he valued years ago. Then we should return. We will speak again. I'm sure. I will never grow weary of seeing places like this. We should be on our guard here. When we are... Thank you. From what Aggie said...
Meu Deus, carrega a buceta logo.
We're checking. I don't know what you might find in the pockets.
Ó, gripe. Ah, que buçanha. Eita merda, eu vou voltar lá na... Eita merda, por que você não salvou, Manuel? De novo. Ai, não, Manuel. Ai, que saco. Autosave burro da porra do caralho.
Nobody's allowed outside the city wall.
Ai, tem que conversar tudo de novo com essa vagabunda. Ô saco.
He is not. You're right. Someone. Yes, Aggies. I have spent far too much time here. I do not.
You surprised? It's my name. Hell, even more and more. City's been. You. She is.
Hello, Aggie. I
ain't likely to. I don't know. I heard you ain't dead. She didn't ruin
his life?
Did she tell you? No. Aaron sat in the few credits he wouldn't trust any. If either of you, Aaron ain't been in here. It was the closest.
Did he ever?
You mean did he blink? I know guilt when I...
Fine. Did?
No.
My kind?
I know what you...
You dare insult... You're right.
Well, you see, Aaron...
There is something I can do. Please, say so. We have something to go on. You are... I'm eager to... Certain. He is he valued years ago. May you find favor in all things. A pleasure. Of course. I do not know. I admit, House Varun. While this served, it was the most... All right. Stay safe. Such beauty in the midst of nothingness. We should be on our guard here. When... Thank you. have made a grave mistake. Best not to leave anything useful behind. I thought I saw something. I need to be sure.
Vamos lá, o que é, Andrea? Mostra pra nós.
I don't know what to say. I thought there would be a chance to speak to him. To to make amends. Or at least to hear him curse me for leaving him. I was prepared to accept that. I did not think I would find him like this. At least these vermin didn't get him. He's been gone for... Well, clearly it's been some time. Look around. There will be correspondence from Jada Wong. I am sure of it. This cannot all be for nothing. Always good to speak with a friend.
Ah, tá o túmulo dele aqui. Tem uma lave aqui. Eu posso pegar pra mim. Ah, que legal. Irving, sei que os últimos anos foram difíceis. Sei que por você a gente simplesmente se esconderia do mundo. Mas não posso fazer isso. Perdemos muita gente de bem por culpa dos monstros que continuam à solta. O falso deus serpente deles não vai punir as atrocidades que eles cometeram. Mas alguém precisa fazer isso. Então que seja eu. A partir de agora sou a vanguarda da UC. Sei que você diria que isso é arriscado e considerando nosso passado. Mas não foi problema nenhum. Lembra que a gente zoava as criaturas preguiçosas da alcova? Pois é. Eles têm preguiça de checar o histórico dos soldados também. E agora, quando eu achar aqueles fanáticos, vou ter a UC para me ajudar. Eles não vão escapar. Quando pôr minhas mãos neles, vamos descobrir que já ouviram falar desse tal de Tomizar Kadik que você mencionou. Te aviso quando terminar. Jaida. Ou Raida, não sei como é que pronuncia. Não largou um dinheirinho aqui, não? A arminha é boa.
You found something. Please, let me see it. I should have guessed. Jada was always the one to run towards trouble. Of course she would still be doing it now. In her own way. For anyone else, I would say the chances of... But for Jada... Jada was younger than some of the other smugglers we contracted. There was... As time went on, we called on her more and more often. She was sharp. A skilled pilot and very, very determined. Always talking about her big plans for retirement. How she would live like... I am not surprised that she would... We need to find her. I've discovered something else. And I do not know what to make of it. Aaron was composing a reply to Jada, but never sent it. It reads as if he was expecting the Zealots to fall. His fears were well-founded. If the Zealots did... What bothers me, though, is that he mentions a name he should not know. Yes. For all of my assignments in the settled systems, from him I have received my orders, and he is the person. He does not work with anyone outside House Baroon, and I am the only one. Aaron should never have heard. It is hard. We must first make sure that Jade... Let us head for the den. I think you may be trying to take a little too much on. Literally.
Vou ganhar uma navona. Poxa. Não ganhei navona.
Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Não, não era pra pousar, não. Ai, que saco.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Either she is here, or someone will know where we can find her.
Captain,
She is
greetings.
still alive. I know it.
Hey, what can I do for you? We're asking everyone to take care of any leeches on... Nothing for us to do. Sure. Okay, no problem.
Okay. Feito que eu acho que não precisa colocar mais nada nessa nave. Acho tão linda que ela tá.
I understand this station was once quite the luxurious place for UC military commanders. Based on what I see, I find that very hard to believe.
If you're ever in New Atlantis, mind putting in a good word for me? Goodbye, then. It's a little surprising, isn't it? Out here on the edge of UC space. Why, certainly. The settled systems... Reporters are dispatched all over, keeping an ear to the ground. It can, admittedly, be a bit of a pain making sure those stories reach our central office. Well, I certainly feel that way. The Vanguard pilots don't seem to want to associate with me. You know, I really thought volunteering for this is... Thank you for the kind words of... Au revoir, as they say.
Who?
Haven't seen you around here before. Welcome to the den. Reina Marquez. I head up the Vanguard station here. Good to see another Vanguard pilot. You assigned here, or just passing through? Right. Okay. Nothing against you personally, of course. I'd just like to know who I'm... You need anything? Say the word. We're short on luxuries here. Oh, gosh, no. Vic? The den, the original den, mind you, got blown up during the Serpent's Crusade. Sometimes I think that's why they keep it operational, too. Certainly hasn't had much real purpose. I'm glad we have it as a post, and Marcel and the Trade Authority do some decent business, which I try very hard not... Don't think it ever will, really. Might be counterintuitive, but no. No, we get the occasional distress call. Sometimes Varun stirs up trouble. I'm not complaining. But others, like Bastion there, it's not what he was. The same thing we do everywhere else. Fill in the gaps for the UC Navy. Help keep the settled system. Sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge all the way out here, but we try our best. I wouldn't mind a little more support from New Atlantis, but I know things... Huang? Really? There are at least... Before we get started, I have to inform you there's a formal review process for the Vanguard, so don't expect any action for a while, okay? Now, what is the nature of your complaint? Look, this isn't Alpha Centauri. Folks out here are a little less receptive to the Vanguard keeping an... Okay, as long as there's no problem. Jada isn't here. Hasn't been here in a while. In fact, she's... Well, It's not something I can just blurt out.
Tá certo, por favor.
I do understand. I'm trying to figure out a way to help you, okay? I suppose it's not the end of the world. Jada came in a bit ago, all fired up over some hot lead. She's been focused on zealots ever since she was assigned here, but this was a... She was headed out to Groombridge to track them down. Never seen her so fixated. And if you know Jada, that's saying something. If you're headed out that way, be careful. Wouldn't surprise me if she's getting into all kinds of trouble. Take care.
Hello, Captain.
O que você tá fazendo aqui, Vaso? Não te mandei pra nave.
I find the interior of this ship comforting.
Unidentified ship. You are not authorized to be here. State your business. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here? You're what? You've got to be kidding me. You show up here now of all times? Shit. I've got multiple ships inbound. Too late to run. Sure hope you're prepared for a fight. years after the fact? With nothing in between? You'll have to forgive me if I find that hard to believe. Suspicious, even.
No.
Look, my grav drive is fried. I need time to repair, if I can even manage it. You didn't take the opportunity to blow me up. So either that's not your goal, or you're playing some long game. You want to explain yourself? I can't stop you from coming over here. But I'm gonna be armed, and it's gonna be aimed at her head. Just so we're all clear.
Calma, relaxa. Eu, hein? Você tá muito nervosa, calma. Beijinho grego.
How can you possibly show your face?
I am glad to see that you are safe, Jada.
Jada.
I am sorry if this is difficult for you.
Difficult? Are you... You set us up, killed my friends, and then a decade later you showed like nothing happened? Have you lost your mind?
Set you up? I was not behind that. It was zealots, you know.
Don't bullshit me. Not now. And who the hell are you? Her backup dancer? Yeah? Well, we're talking. What are you doing here with her? You don't look like Varun to me. Worried? Worried she hadn't finished me off, maybe.
What are you talking about? I have never acted against you.
You know, for a while I told myself it was a coincidence that you disappeared once the shooting started. Told myself, no, it couldn't possibly be her. Not after all those... And then I found out the truth. Your damned High Council. They knew.
That's not true. That cannot be true.
Oh, it is.
How? How do you know this? If you have proof, I need to see it right now.
You don't get to demand anything of me, Andreja. I know what I've seen! Because we were a loose end! We knew things. Location. I don't have... It doesn't work like that.
A name, Jada. Give me a name. You must have heard one by now.
Tomasar. Tomasar Kadik. That's the bastard from the hut.
And did you hear this from Aaron?
Aaron? What? No. I haven't talked...
Jada. I swear on the Serpent himself, I would never betray you. I need time to make this right.
I am not giving up on this. I've tracked them this far, and you want your proof? Well, they have it.
So, you think you've won, do you?
That's him! That's the bastard responsible for the ambush! If you're not lying to me, then you better help me take him down.
Nossa, tudo tá acontecendo tão de repente.
Get back to your ship!
It is good to be back in our own ship.
In the knowledge that the Great Serpent has truly blessed my ship and my crew. Why else would he have delivered unto me the dregs of our purge years ago? The awful that escaped our righteous justice. Your pathetic High Council, who betrayed the charge laid upon them by the Great Serpent, gave you over to us to atone for their sins. It always irked
Aí onde ele tá? Mas já destruíram?
I do not... It cannot be possible that the High Council would betray us like that. That is not an option. Even if we could reach them, you are a non-believer. Something about this does not feel right. I know where we need to. I must explain. House Baroon values secrecy above nearly all else. Those of us sent out into the settled systems maybe not forever, but when we are assigned a mission, we are taken to a point outside of House. We are never given the coordinates for Varun Kai, our home. Only a select few are ever trusted with that knowledge. I can never go home. Perhaps there is. I cannot travel to my home, but I can reach out. But it means putting you in danger. Thank you. That means a great deal.
Você é muito emocionada,
There is an
Andrea,
old
calma.
derelict star station where I may get answers. I know that seems...
Captain, do you require my assistance?
I will say again. There's danger for you here. Likely for us both. I need you to trust me. These stations were built by the United Colonies during the Serpent's Crusade. They were abandoned when peace was brokered. They are an excellent...
Vai deixar eu ir ao banheiro.
place to hide in plain sight. Before we go any further, I cannot stress this enough. Keep your weapons at your side. Do not make any sudden moves. Do nothing to appear hostile. This is the only place I can get answers. The only connection I have to House Varun. Please give me a moment. Mind yourself. You are not supposed to be here. I appreciate having your ear. You are a welcome diversion. What do you need? Another time. I am not the one who needs to explain himself, Commissar.
I am surprised by it. What has gotten into you? This is very unlike you. Almost insubordinate.
I know what you have done. The messages you sent.
You are not making any sense. Of course I send you messages. That is how this works. That is how it has always worked.
Not to me! To the zealots! To the fanatics who murdered my friends, who tried to murder me!
You must be mistaken, or perhaps confused. Nothing like that has ever happened.
Enough! I have the transcripts, Commissar. You did this. You told them where to find us.
Now, let's just take a moment. No one wants to make accusations they might regret. You are from that Constellation group. I've heard all about you. You have turned her against me, filled her head with lies. This will not be allowed to stand. Insolence! You have corrupted her!
I said enough! This is between you and me.
This has gone far enough. Talk some sense into her at once. Neither of you would dare lift a finger against me. Against House Varun. I have already said this is a misunderstanding. No. If you let Andreja hurt me, I am her only link to the High Council. To House Varun. Without me, she can never return home. You must make her listen to reason.
He is responsible. He deserves to die.
Did you not hear me? You do this, you lose everything!
I heard you. I know what it costs me. But he deserves it. Does he not? I do not know. Fine. Consider yourself fortunate. You get to live.
This is not over. The High Council will hear of your treason.
Perhaps they will hear of your actions as well, Tomisar. Think on that. Come. Let us leave this place. I wish to return to the lodge.
You will regret this! Consequences for your actions here, I assure you.
Will we be taking off immediately, or are there other matters that require your attention? It is a good day, yes? Goodbye. For now.
Good day, Captain.
I wonder what has happened while we have been away.
Sarah's the best possible person to be running Constellation at a time like this. Focused, nonsense, and dedicated.
Nossa, a Sona só fica aqui em cima igual uma louca.
How's it going?
Olá, tô bem.
How can I assist? How are you? Of course. What? I understand he has connections within the High... As I have said, he is the one who has given me assignments. He said he would have known their names, but... It is relatively well trafficked, but there are... The UC Vanguard has operated out of the den for some time, but it can be a good handoff point for smugglers. We will speak again. Thank you for coming back here with me. I fear that After all that has happened, this room may now be the only place I have left to call home. Yes. I know that I am not completely, but it is more complicated than that. I do not know how to live without some connection to Hasbarun. I am unsure it is that simple. But you are right. I do have people here who care about me. Chief among them, it seems, is you. You have been by my side through all of this. The most turbulent time in my life. And you have supported me. Faithfully. I have never been able to count on any single person the way I have with you. If I am repeating myself, you... I have never had a best friend, but I believe that sounds right. So if we are to be best friends, then I shall do everything I can to be there for you. In the way that you have for me. How can I sit here feeling sorry for myself when there is so much for us to do? Ugh. I do not understand how anyone can tolerate the lights and the music for long. There you are. I'm feeling a bit better today.
Tá bom, velha doida. O que você quer?
Before. The thing is, well, I lost my husband Thomas last week. Of course, that's the official word from Neon Security. He was almost 70, but according to Dr. Manning over at Reliant, heart attack, my eye. You're damn right. How that security officer could stand there and tell me Thomas died of a heart. I'm sorry, this is my problem. You're just here to shop, and here I am feeling... My husband and I opened the shop about 8 years ago.
We were hoping to cater to the workers at Jet. The business has had its ups and downs, but lately our rent had... Unfortunately, the workers assumed we were becoming greedy, and as a result, we've had a couple of incidents with shop. Honestly, we're... well, I'm just trying to make a living. Oh my, you're the... The security officer's report said they never recovered my poor Thomas's body, which means they're only assuming he had a heart attack. But... the truth is all... I suppose the proper place to start would be with Neon Security's wit... Just please be very careful. I don't want... Tevin owns the Emporium over in Bayou Plaza. He's a horribly overbearing, pretentious man. The strange thing is, we've never had to deal with him in... Everyone has problems with Neon Security. They're terribly corrupt with... They come in here from time to time, but apart from... Sure. Huh? Oh, goodbye.
Keep it moving.
We sell only the finest goods. I'm sure you'll find the Cash only, please. Quieter, much quieter. I think dealing with Headlock has convinced Seoka to back off from harassing my shop. And according to what I've heard, everyone else's. This should finally give me the time I need to concentrate on running my business. I'm not telling you a thing. I've already reported what I saw to secure. Stop wasting my time and leave. Your presence is bad for business. There's nothing to tell you. Get it through your skull. Nah, how did I get involved in this? Oh my god, enough! I'll tell you what I know, if it'll get you to leave. I saw it happen. Thomas was... Afterwards, I foolishly reported the incident to security. For my efforts, I was rewarded with a gun to my head and No. The officer that threatened me was completely different. I'd wager that the murdering bastard has a friend in security that's covering things up for him. Really? Am I not allowed to leave my own shop? Yeah, if you really must know, I was going... Nah, come on. I'm not risking life. There are people that get paid to do that. I'm not one of them. A lot of good that did me. It was hard to hear over the commotion, but I'm sure I heard Thomas call his attacker Rust. From what I could gather, the attacker was after credits, and Thomas refused to give him any. After that... God, no. I've seen him around here and there, but if he ever were to come into my shop... In fact, I would never even talk to someone like him. I have no business... Where else would someone like him be, hmm? He stays at the sleep crates near my... In any case, when you confront him, my name cannot be mentioned. I very much dislike sharing. And with that, I must insist you leave me in peace. That is, of course... Unless you'd like to make a...
Got a problem?
Inside's a bad place for tourists these days.
Hey, buddy. Why don't you throw a few credits my way, huh? Help a guy out, yeah? End up in the ocean? What the hell are you... Wait. No. He told me that everything was taken care of. No one would know. Listen, you gotta hear me out. I never meant to do anything. It was an accident. A friend, an old buddy in security. But that's all you're getting from me. I'd rather take my chances with you than with him. Why else? I needed some creds for Aurora, and everyone knows he and his wife run that. All they do is rip people off. He was bound to have creds. I got in a fight with Thomas. I asked him for some creds, but the bastard wouldn't give me anything. Things got out of hand. He ended up falling off the upper platform. It was an accident, I swear. Then I called my buddy in security and told him what happened. He took care of everything after that. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm a lot of things. Listen, I messed up, I know that. But nothing can change. No one will ever see me again. No one even needs to know I'm alive. Just... Oh my God. You don't need to worry. No one will ever see me again. I swear it.
Hello? Please, tell me.
It'll work itself out. I'd rather not get mixed up with the syndicate or gang stuff.
I knew it. I just knew that I was being fed Neon security. How can they sleep at my husband's killer? Did you find him? What happened? Rusty. I believe he was one of the Generdyne workers that would come around and cause trouble. They were a rowdy bunch. My husband usually handled the troublemakers, and vandalism and shoplifting is one thing. But So, what did you do with... Well, I guess I don't much care for what you did. And about security. Did you find out which officer is behind the cover-up? It's for the best, I suppose. Going after security is suicide. In a weird way, I guess I'm just glad that I never would have figured out. Oh, you're so sweet. In any case, please know how grateful I am that you helped me. You're the only person to ever show kindness to me in this city. And now that I know the truth, I can thank you for everything.
Nossa, é uma miserinha.
Now that's where the real money's at.